Hey, it's Dr. Beth with Psych Downloads. Today I wanted to continue talking a bit about ways that you can self-soothe, self-resource, and take care of yourself. So hopefully you've caught my other videos in this series that talk a bit about the two ways that we can take care of ourselves, both through reliance on ourselves, self-soothing, and reliance on other people with co-regulation and other soothing. And so today I'm going to talk about one of the 5 strategies that we can take care of ourselves, one of the 5 strategies for self-regulation. And I like this one. This is a really fun one because these are the playful, hedonistic, and escapist ways that we can self-soothe and take care of ourselves. So these tend to be things that we can do to very quickly distract ourselves or improve our mood or to have a little fun or to laugh or to be playful. And I want to highlight that these are self-soothing strategies. So these are escapist and playful strategies that you can do with yourself that can help you to feel a bit better. And so I want to talk a little bit about some ideas and ways that you can do that, as well as some strategies that people often use for play and escape that may lead to other complications for you, but I just want to talk about them because they tend to be ways that people escape and self-soothe quite frequently. So some of the examples that can be really playful and fun and escapist are, things like checking social media, getting out your smartphone and, messing around on the internet. Things like watching TV and movies and just totally checking out and getting lost in another story or life, or just a way to kind of distract how you are and how you're feeling for the moment. Masturbation and porn would definitely fall into this category as well. Drugs and alcohol would fall into this category as well. Listening to music and just enjoying yourself and singing along or dancing alone in your apartment. But these are all strategies that we can do that are very playful, that are very hedonistic. And I want to highlight that these are not a waste of time. These are not things that people do who aren't being productive. These are really great self-soothing strategies. Some of them, as you can imagine, aren't as healthy for us, but a lot of them are ways that we can very quickly change our mood or distract ourselves. And it is helpful to be able to have access to some of these strategies for when we need to take care of ourselves. So as I've stated in some of the other videos and want to reiterate right now, is that there are 5 ways that we can self-soothe or we can self-resource. And we want to be able to have a mix of all of them. And I say that because there are quite a few people that turn to playful and hedonistic strategies as one of the only ways that they know how to take care of themselves. And so I'm going to talk a little bit later about why that might not be a good idea. But what I want to just focus on for this moment is just to let you know that these are all ways that you can quickly self-soothe and take care of yourself. Sometimes if we're feeling really worried or distracted by something, maybe we're sitting in a waiting room and, we're waiting for a doctor's appointment and we're feeling worried about it. A lot of us, we pull out our cell phones. We see what's going on Facebook. We see what's going on Instagram. Sometimes when people get home from a long day, they've had a difficult day, they fix themselves a drink. Sometimes when people find themselves bored, and a lot of people don't like the feeling of boredom, they'll pull out their computer, they'll find some porn, and maybe they'll masturbate. So I just want to say that a lot of these strategies, they're readily available. They are quick, often very efficient ways for us to distract ourselves, to change our mood, and sometimes to self-soothe. Sometimes when we're feeling really, really worked up about, say, a presentation that we're doing for work, it's helpful to kind of throw on a TV show and just let ourselves get lost in that for a half hour. And sometimes when we come back then to the work, the presentation we have to do, we're able to concentrate a little bit better and a little bit more on that. So I just want to mention that a lot of times it's really helpful to self-soothe through escapist strategies, and they are one of the many ways that we can self-resource. But I also want to highlight, as you can imagine, and as I stated earlier, there are some people that almost exclusively turn to escapist and playful strategies in order to self-soothe. These are people that every day are turning to alcohol, that are very frequently watching porn and masturbation. I want to highlight, Porn and masturbation are great. This is a great way to connect with yourself and your body and to be sex positive and to understand your sexual desires and what feels good to you. But if we're doing that so much at the expense of other things that we need to get done and other responsibilities, or we're spending so much time on social media, spending time on Instagram and watching videos. Like perhaps even right now, one of the reasons you're watching this video right now is because you're distracting yourself from something else. And that's okay. Doing that in moderation is a really great way that we can take care of ourselves. However, if we're doing it too much, we want to kind of keep that under control. So one of the questions I have for you today around this self-soothing strategy is, are you able to have fun? Are you able to play with yourself? Are you able to, dance around and be silly and allow yourself to kind of throw on Instagram? Are you able to watch a TV show? Are you able to masturbate? Are you able to utilize all of these playful escapist strategies to help yourself feel better? And the other question I have for you is that it's possible, are you doing any of these too much? Are you relying on playful and hedonistic and escapist self-soothing strategies at the expense of other self-soothing strategies that I've discussed in some of my other videos then that I will continue to explore? Because I will say that playful, hedonistic, and escapist strategies are one of the strategies that people can overindulge in. And as you can imagine, this could lead to drug and alcohol problems. This could lead to spending too much time on social media. And I want to talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of research to suggest that if we spend a lot of time on social media, it impacts our mood, it impacts our self-esteem, and it impacts our idea of how we actually feel like we relate to each other in the real world off of the internet. And so one of the ways that I also like to encourage people to keep themselves in check around social media is think about how much time you think it's okay to dedicate to social media each week. And what I mean by that is many people will come up with some sort of figure, some amount of hours that they feel like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay perhaps if I spend 5 hours a week on social media. And then I invite you to think about, what does that actually mean for you then each day? And divide that up. So that's something that a lot of people don't think about. There are definitely people who are spending, 3-4 hours a day on social media. They're doing it when they wake up in the morning. They're doing it in between their day at work. They're doing it at lunch. They're doing it when they get home. They're perusing Facebook and Instagram and watching all these videos. And if we were to add up just 3 hours a day, and you do that for 7 days a week, that is nearly a full 24 hours of your week that you are spending on social media. So again, that's pretty escapist. That may be a way that you're self-soothing, but I'd invite you to consider some other self-soothing strategies that I've talked about in some other videos to see if you might be able to balance this out a little bit. Likewise, as I mentioned, I want to ensure that I know you're out there, the people that don't really allow themselves to play, that don't really allow themselves to let go, that they stay on top of what's productive and what's responsible and what's adult all the time. And you know what? That's not a great strategy either. This is where playfulness and hedonism and escapist self-soothing strategies can really be helpful. It just gives us another quick opportunity and way that we can take care of ourselves. So I hope that this video has helped you to consider another strategy for self-soothing, but also helped you to recognize the importance of balancing this type of self-soothing with the other strategies that I talk about and the other strategies that are available for you. So as a reminder, I release a video on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it, Psych Downloads, every week. I'm also at Psych Downloads on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks so much. I'm Dr. Beth, and I'll see you next time.